Hello and welcome to Gulf News Straight Back. Today, all eyes were on Group 2 in the T20 World Cup, where there was a big shock as South Africa were beaten by Netherlands, meaning the Proteas are out of the tournament. That surprise result meant that India qualified for the semi-final before they even played their last group match against Zimbabwe, which they ended up winning by 71 runs. South Africa's failure also meant that there was a chance for Pakistan or Bangladesh to reach the semi-finals. And after Bangladesh won the toss, they batted first and posted 127. But Pakistan chased that down to win by 5 wickets and book their place in the last 4, where they will face New Zealand and India will take on England in the 2 semi-finals. Now, Shyam, the tournament has been full of surprises, but the Netherlands beating South Africa has to be the biggest one of all. I mean, South Africa, they crumbled under pressure again, like they've done so many times on the big stage. But did you see that result coming?
Not at all. That is a result totally out of the blue. Actually, I was doing the analysis for the semi-final. Actually, 3 days in a row, I wrote about the possibilities, and I had completely discounted Netherlands. Netherlands beating South Africa, I had put in a line, and my comment was an unlikely event. I know cricket is full of uncertainties and unpredictable results, but this one I didn't see it at all. This is totally out of the blue.
Satish, South Africa were one of the tournament favourites. What could explain this shock defeat today?
And unfortunately, they are not able to shed that chokers tag which started in 1992 in Sydney. Since then, they have succumbed on the big stage. Yes, this World Cup, they were unlucky because they were almost just about 13 runs away from winning against Zimbabwe. If they had won it, maybe they would have been through by now, because otherwise they have to share the points, and other match was also washed out. But having said that, it was in their hands today. They could have easily gone past a small team like Netherlands, which is an associate nation. And actually, the way Netherlands played, they played a pretty positive cricket. I woke up around 4:15 and I started watching the match, and by then they were almost like first 5-6 overs they were in a good start, and then they continued with that. The openers were there, then they continued and got themselves a reasonable total. I think the last 3 overs they scored about 30 odd runs, and then they gave themselves a reasonable total. But it was in no way a winning target. Yes, the wicket was down, but I think South Africa, they played too many shots in. They were not able to take the pressure, basically. So they wanted to ease the pressure with the big shots, and they keep coming one after that.
It was a big surprise, I think. Ashfaq, you'll also be very pleased, though, because that means Pakistan went on to beat Bangladesh. And from the way Pakistan started their tournament, they've lost 2 matches, they'd won 2. So today was a massive game for both teams, in fact, because Bangladesh also could have made it to the semi-final had they won. But Ash, what did you make of the Pakistan team performance today?
Imran, thank you. Imran, I woke up this morning with Shyam's message, and I was surprised that Netherlands won. I just jumped out of the bed and straight away to the TV. I said, what happened here? So this was the biggest surprise. Pakistan came back from the dead, right? From the ashes like Phoenix today. I mean, it was nowhere expected. I mean, this will happen. This has given hope. Otherwise, we would have been talking about the Pakistan team's obituary today instead of rebirth. And it gave Pakistan another chance, and Bangladesh as well. But Pakistan, I think, was too good for Bangladesh today, because they have already started peaking from the last couple of matches. With Haris Rauf's inclusion and Shaheen Afridi getting back his rhythm, I think the team is all set for next 2 big matches. And there may be more surprises. We would love to see India-Pakistan final.
Oh, I think every neutral would love to see that. But Ash, going back to today's game, the wicket of Das was a crucial moment in the game. In the last game, he played really well. He went for just, I think, 10 runs today. The damage was done, as you just mentioned, mostly by Shaheen Afridi. He took 4 for 22. How impressed were you with him today?
He was absolutely spot on. I think we forget to mention Naseem Shah. He's not taking wickets, but he's very miser. He's not giving runs. Just 15 runs in 3 overs. And that actual damage was actually done by Shadab, who came and removed both the openers. So that was a big damage which he did. But then Afridi continued, and smart bowling moves by Babar. He introduced Iftikhar today because the fast bowlers were getting hit. So he introduced Shadab and Iftikhar instead of Nawaz because they were more left-handers. So now Iftikhar is off spinner, so that worked. So Iftikhar also was miser. He just gave away like 15 runs in 3 overs. That trick worked as well. So I think altogether it was a good performance. They contained them 127. It was big because they were 70 plus in 10 overs, and the next overs they could score only 50 plus runs, which was a pretty much good total for Pakistan to chase.
Shyam, there was a controversial moment in that match when Shakib Al Hassan was given out LBW for 0. He wasn't happy with that decision and he refused to walk off. The review seemed to suggest that he hit it, but the third umpire decided that the bat was hitting the ground. Now, what do you think? Do you think it was out or not out? And how big a moment was that in that game today?
It was a big moment because Shakib Al Hasan is a captain and he's a very good player too. In fact, Bangladesh best player in history. So that was a huge moment. But third umpire's decision, I don't know what to make of it. But technology is not been perfect because the technology is being handled by the person behind it. So the person who is handling the technology can make mistakes, which I think must have happened today.
Wow, we've seen this happen.
Imran, just to add to that, I think it was a very close call, and the third umpire made a very quick decision. I think at least he must have seen it 2-3 times because you have to be extremely sure that it was a bat which hit the ground because there were 2 spikes, one a small spike, another one is a bigger spike. So you need to make sure that obviously the 2 spikes can both be ground, bat hitting the ground, but from the naked eye, what I could see, there was a bit of a space between the bat and the ground at the point of time and there was a spike. So instead of going back and forth a few times, the third umpire made a very quick decision. That is what I would say was a mistake from the third umpire's point of view than the entire decision. Because when the technology is available, when the time is available, use it to the best of your abilities.
And Ashfaq is smiling there. Clearly, we know what Ashfaq believes. Ashfaq was out, wasn't it?
Say, Imran, I can't say, as Shyam said, it was very quite tricky. But I don't think so. Even if they could have added 20, 30, 20, 50 run more, 20, 30 run more, wouldn't have made difference. But Pakistan finished the match like in 17th over. So I think the same happened. This thing happened like in the last match, like Nawaz got LBW, then he ran and then he got run out and he just walked off without checking with umpires. So that was a crucial moment as well, but it didn't make big difference at the end. So these things happen. It's cricket. So in cricket, I think that overall, if you see the match, Pakistan dominated Bangladesh in all fields. Bangladesh was sloppy in fielding today. They dropped Rizwan, and I would say they dropped the match there.
Yeah,
they could have put the pressure on Pakistan from the very beginning. So Rizwan, Babar batting until the 10th over means you build a very strong foundation for the players to come. You save 10 wickets, and that's what happened. In turnovers, they were like something close to 50, and the next 7 overs they finished the match. That's what they did today. So Rizwan's catch was very crucial. Another run outs, overthrows, no balls, drop catch. Well, like all over there, I think they were under immense pressure. They couldn't hold themselves in the field today. That's what I say.
No, but
Satish,
credit to them, Ashfaq. Yeah, credit to them, Ashfaq. Bangladesh is a new side. They are all youngsters. I think only a couple of them had some experience from what I have seen.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's a World Cup. It's a small
it is a World
side,
Cup.
a road
Again,
side.
playing against Pakistan is no mean
Look at Netherlands, who they are.
That's true.
Anybody
Absolutely
can perform on a day.
Yeah, true. Again, so you mean to say Pakistan and South Africa are the same? I thought Pakistan is different. They are a far better team than South Africa. That's my opinion.
No, of course, Pakistan was beaten by Zimbabwe as well. Look at that also.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. No, catches win matches. There is no two ways about it.
In T20, as you know, catches win matches, rightly said so, and they drop many.
Satish, we're talking about Rizwan. He was dropped on 0. He went on to make 32. Bangladesh certainly didn't help themselves today. with the bat or with the ball today, did they?
I think that particular phase where they lost 2 wickets of Soumya Sarkar and Shakib Al Hasan, they put them in a bit of a spot because it's a wicket where newcomers can't come and improve the run tempo immediately. So you need a set batsman. At that point of time, if one of them had stayed, maybe another 5 overs, if they had waited till 15th to attack, maybe Bangladesh should have got another 20-30 runs. And if they had taken the Razwan catch, things would have been a lot more closer. But again, all in all, Pakistan were a superior team. And I don't know whether Shakib said it in jest or whether he actually meant, he said he didn't come to win the World Cup. He came here for experience because it is a team that is in the rebuilding process. So in that sense, I think coming so close itself was a credit to them because they came and played a couple of matches here in the UAE. In the first match, they almost lost to UAE. So it's a team that is in the building process. But I think some of the guys are really good, talented guys. Maybe they could have made it count against Pakistan, and a semi-final appearance would have given them more confidence. But the positive is this guy, left-hander opener, Najmul Shantu, who's got a second half century. So these are some Leighton Das playing with a lot of positivity. So these are all some of the positive. Takshin coming and bowling very well. So some good positive vibes for Bangladesh over the years to come. But yes, I think today they could have done much better in the fielding aspect, especially. Maybe you could have you can't do much about your bowling and batting because a lot of factors come into play. But your fielding is in your hands. So if they had fielded well, more aggressive and efficiently, I think maybe it could have come in even more closer, because right now it's only about 1.5 overs spare or something like that. There was a difference, so it would have come in even more closer.
So some positives there for Bangladesh, says Satish. Ashfaq, any positives there for your skipper Babar Azam?
Yes,
he
was not in good touch, but he managed 25 runs. But that should give him some confidence. It's good thing. But the inclusion of Haris, that's make a difference. Today he is a game changer in 16th over. I mean, he just came and he's hitting freely. He's in great touch, and I think that's the positive for Pakistan. Shaheen Afridi is getting back into form, which is positive for Pakistan. And another positive, Pakistan facing New Zealand semi-final is also positive for Pakistan if history repeats itself, because it's the same situation, Shyam, which happened in 1992 World Cup, when Pakistan came out nowhere through prayers and things, and then faced the unbeaten New Zealand in semi-finals and beat them, right? And this is the same. New Zealand is unbeaten again. It's the same scenario. He came to semi-final with prayers and a lot of magics and things. So that's the positive. I think I hope they will go through semi-finals, because they are in good touch now. They are back on track.
But I think New Zealand must have lost at least one match, I think, isn't it?
New Zealand lost. New Zealand lost one game to Pakistan, isn't it?
Pakistan?
No.
New Zealand is another group.
No. Sorry. New Zealand lost to
England.
England. Sorry, England. They lost to England.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Shyam, speaking of England, India are going to be facing England on, is it Thursday? I believe they're playing on Thursday.
Yeah. They're playing on Thursday in Adelaide.
Yeah, Shyam, how do you feel India will get on against Joss Butler and co?
It's going to be a very difficult. I think India needs a huge slice of luck, because man for man, England is a much better side. I keep saying they're the most powerful side in the World Cup. So India can't afford to, drop their guard at any point of time. And like today's match, you saw how the spinners were taken for runs. So those kind of that is actually a shortcoming for India. But otherwise, the bowling looks good. Rest of it is coming together. And also, but the thing is, they seem to lose far too many wickets in the power play. That is another area of concern. So, which is why I would put it as 60 England, 40 India.
But depending if David Mallin recovers from his groin injury, he hobbled off in the last game, that will be possibly a deciding factor. Satish, but India will be feeling quite confident in the semi-finals, won't they?
Yes, batting wise, I think in India is quite okay. But bowling front, I think both Ashwin and Akshar have not delivered, because the reason is after so many matches, they have not understood how to bowl on these Australian wickets. They are bowling faster the way they used to bowl in the Indian subcontinental wickets, where the ball will grip and turn when you bowl faster. But here, when you bowl faster, the ball comes onto the bat nicely. So if you look at everybody today, if you after the break, Shadab started giving the ball more air. I think that's what Saklan Mushtaq told him to do. So similarly, the Indian spinners have not learnt it so long. They are not giving the ball the air, and it doesn't go to the bat slowly. They are pushing it harder. I think the last 2 overs, Ashwin tried to do something like that. But I think it's high time we bring in Chahal. I think that's Rohit Sharma said that almost everybody played, but I don't know if Chahal had played even a single game in this World Cup. I don't think so. Maybe we could have played Chahal in today's game and given him a chance and get ready for the semi-final. But in my my feeling is bring in Chahal and Huda, who can bowl a bit of off spin, and then replace Akshar and Ashwin in that next game. I think as a maybe Ashwin might get that edge because there are some left-handers in England team. Maybe to keep that quotient into play, they might play Ashwin. But I still feel Chahal should come into the team.
Okay, and the last semi-final, well, the first semi-final, we're going to discuss it last. Pakistan will take on New Zealand. How do you think that will go?
I think it's going to be a big match because if Pakistan, I think they should. I would say Pakistan should bat first because the bowling is better than their batting. So that's how it should be decided. And if they bat first, if you manage 170, 180, then it's going to be a match. And we hope they go through. It's going to be tough.
Okay. Okay, 2 huge semi-finals to look forward to on Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be back to see how the teams get on. In the meantime, head to golfnews.com for all the latest news and follow us on all our social media channels. Thanks to the guys, and we'll see you again next time.